Okay, the year is 1925, and the reason why I'm here filming this building, what we have in front of us at 4637 Melbourne Avenue in the Los Feliz area of Los Angeles, is because this is the first apartment building where Walt Disney moved into after marrying his young bride Lillian Bounds in July of 1925 at her parents' home in Lewiston, Idaho. And if you're a fan somewhere, anywhere in the world, you're aware of a lot of Walt Disney ephemera. This is the apartment, the one-room apartment to be exact, where Lillian was very depressed, as she said when she got here after getting married, how depressed she was, opening her back door on an alley. And here you go. Here's the alley that Lillian was talking about. And it's fantastic that it's still here, the building, I mean. And a lot of these buildings, I would say in this area, 98% is still extant from that time era, the teen era, the 20s and 30s. And let's go to the front. And I'm just amazed, like I said, because a lot of these buildings are always torn down. And let me just add parenthetically here that song, Choose Your Pal, that was a hit in 1925 that obviously Lillian and Walt would have heard while living here in this apartment building. And a lot of these buildings, I'm just amazed that it just looks exactly the way it did when Walt lived here in 1925. He actually hired Lillian, one of the first employees, in his studio, where I'm going to take you Walt Disney fans next, which happens to be the 60th anniversary of Disneyland. I'm going to take you to Kingswell, their first studio, and he married her. Walt wasn't very much of a romantic. He did court Lillian for a year and a half, but he actually ended up falling into marrying her because Roy jokingly liked to say that after he married Edna, Walt could never get used to living alone, so he ended up marrying her. And like I said, he took her to Lewiston, Idaho, and he married her in her childhood home. And here you go, fantastic. I could just imagine all the Model Ts on the street. The entrance is exactly the way it was back then, as you can see. And there's the address, 4637 Melbourne Avenue. They didn't live here very long, and they actually had a couple of other apartments, but unfortunately they're torn down. But this is a very significant place because, like I said, this is where they moved to. And Walt was making money now from the Alice comedies, the Alice in Wonderland comedies, and he had a couple of people only working with him, a couple of animators. But like I said, he hired Lillian as a $15 a week inker. And as you can see, a lot of these houses are still here, thankfully. And what's amazing is that this area was so significant to animation history and animation film history, because this is where Roy and Walt pretty much lived and worked from 1923 to I think it was 1928 when they moved to Hyperion, but I'll fact check that later. But here you go. Let me go across the street and get a nice shot of this building where Lillian Bounds Disney moved in with her new husband Walt. And there you go, fantastic. It's still here, and this is right off Vermont Avenue in the Los Feliz area, about a couple of blocks north of Hollywood Boulevard. Okay, follow me. I'm going to take you fans. I'm going to take you to where the Kingswell Studios were, if you can even call it that. It was actually like a couple of storefronts. Okay, long live Walt Disney. and the fantastic color, technicolor images he gave to the world and made so many millions of people happy in the world. Okay, follow me and please subscribe to my channel. And I'm gonna go on a virtual tour of Walt Disney residences and significant places in his life and Roy's, and animation and film history. Okay, let's go.